Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. This is going to be a crystal ball reading. Immediately, I can see a fish right here. They also look like someone's lips. It maybe, it's weird. It could be like a clown's lips or something like this. Now, listen, there could be some sort of prosperity coming to you with good humor. All right. Immediately. And it's also revealing the number 8 or the letter B. So keep in mind that this talks about strength, right? And B is Bieth, the tree rune of new beginnings. Of course, someone's name could be something with the letter B coming through here. I'm also seeing a woman holding some flowers. Again, there could be a gift coming to you, some sort of prosperity coming to you with loving intentions, with good humor. So keep that in mind. It could be a little bit of a smile, I'm hearing smirk. So enjoy that when it comes to you. Of course, these messages are intuitive. These messages are for everyone or anyone. So take what you need, leave the rest. I'm drawn here today to talk about confidence, right? Confidence is the willingness to be comfortable to the most confident person in the room isn't the person who is the most competitive or the one who's the most showy. It's the one who has the most comfort within themselves. No need to show anything. There was this download that I kept getting about, I used to wonder, it's not me, maybe, maybe it is me, but it was a message coming through that about it, and it was spoken to me as if someone was telling it to me. And is that I used to worry about being underestimated, but now I strive to be understood. Right. And that idea of being underestimated, understood, the difference between, assumption and estimation, or consideration, right? Understood, being comprehended. So think about comprehension here. I'm getting that if you need to, take a step back and let other people shine, you don't seem to have a problem doing that. There's, again, this level of assistance here for you coming through. Maybe you aren't good at asking for it. And that's why it needs to come through with a little bit of, loving sentiment, like a jokingness, a bit. Lighthearted to help you accept it without feeling guilt or grief. Like thinking about, I took some notes from a video I was watching. This has got to be a year ago. And I was going through some notebooks and some of these things were coming through, and this page kept flipping to this page. So I was reading some of the notes, and it says, thinking about hierarchy diminishes our confidence and therefore our status. And again, that's that like level of comfort, right? That level of being comfortable in our own skin, in your own skin. And that diminishes the need to be in a hierarchical chain of some kind. That who's on top kind of a thing. It's like when one prospers, we all prosper. That's getting more into that feminine aspect of it. See, and now I'm seeing some like sharks leaping out of the water. So or maybe they're like flying fish, but it has this fin about it, and it's almost like like this lecherous feeling coming after your thoughts, or like sharks, like the prey, like you are afraid to come up out of the water or let go of this hierarchical thing because of maybe threats ensued or insinuated by something that would wish to take, like the Shark Tank, like there's that competition, dog eat dog world. And that's what's been implied, right? Implied in the structure, implied in the, I don't like using that word, spirit. Can we have a different word? The word was matrix. But I feel like that's an overused word, and I feel like the universe is trying to kind of get to us at that too. Here we go about the storytelling, about the analogies that we use, about the things that speak to us, and of course, in a computer simulation, in an electronic world, we would. And now I'm seeing a giant feather here. Write it down. Write it down. The giant. The matrix is. It's a movie, and it's also like a lattice formation, right? So now I'm hearing subterranean, substack, again with that the undercurrent, and then here's the feather. So it's a substrate. It's the thing on which other things are built, right? It's the lattice structure in which the grid formation, and going back to the math, it's always the math. Ooh, I probably have a picture of it in here. About the light coming through in the three-dimensional form, and it being in a having to occupy a cube. So if you think about a square being converted into a cube space, here we go, like it's not, pardon my drawings, it's very quickly to draw this, but see, like if you picture the cube going into a three-dimensional form, right, the solid three-dimensional form, and the object has 6 faces or sides, and they're all rectangles and 12 edges and 8 vortices. It's like the plurality of the thing comes into a space and creates like multiplicity, more and more and more and more going off in all of these different directions, right? And so it's a volume. It becomes voluminous. It has more form than this flat shape, and within that becomes the lattice, becomes the different dimensional spaces, right, in the cube, and that's what that idea is talking about here. And how do those spaces occupy that form? Not the other way around. Okay, Spirit, I'm hearing you now. Not the other way around. Not how the form occupies the space, but the other way around. Thank you, Spirit. Because it's about all of those different complexities, all of those different angles, and now the volume of the space, and how the form is interacting with it. And again, there's that idea of it being more than just one dimension, more than just 2 dimensions, right? And each of those spaces becoming more and more and more. And it's like there's these, hear about crystals, like the resonance of crystals and their elemental contexts, right? The examination of light and the temperature of frequency, and how that affects the tectonic plates and the weather patterns and us ourselves. And here you go, like liquid crystals, malleable lattice, right? There's sorry, I'm looking at this and I'm not putting it up to the camera quite yet, but there's this idea of, when we think of things being in a matrix or in that cube, we think of them as a solid form, as being this like underlying structure of the thing. But here we talk about it being in like a crystal form, right? So the intersecting lines, right? Those intersecting axes are actually malleable, and they move, and they're more in like, think of a liquid form or a gaseous form, right? How they interact or sit in that space, how that space interacts or sits within them, right? Because it's like this multitude of angles, right? So getting rid of that idea of a hierarchy really changes the idea of comfortability in that space, because there's not this rigidity, there's not this rigid context or construct that it has to conform to. And in that rigid construct, it demands a hierarchy of space in order to keep that solid form. But when it's more fluid, when it's more liquid, when it's more viscous, right, it allows for a comfortability within the space, no matter what the space might be. And therefore, the hierarchy changes, the hierarchy diminishes, rather than the status of comfortability being diminished by the form. The comfortability is increased by the diminishment of the hierarchies. So there's something to that, right? Like the feeling nervous and letting go of that nervousness, letting go of that anxiety about what's going to happen in the future, or how what happened in the past is reflected in the now. And then how do we respond to that? Being less worried about the other, right? Whether that be the other person's perception, the societal perception, the reflection of self, right? Just getting real down to ground level, real down to like base chakra, earth chakra. I'm feeling like putting your feet in the grass, putting your feet in the water, putting your feet on the ground, like allowing this process to occur. It's like when you put your dry feet in the cool water and you feel it wash over and pull all of that heat from your body, right? And then you bring your feet out and you feel the air. You feel it extra because the coolness of the liquid is still on the surface of the solid, and the air pulls it through, right? And then we have the put it in the grass, then you put it back on the solid form, put it back on the earth. There's my kitten. Yeah, if you hear that noise, that's the kitten. But the interaction of all of those things, like, and then it turns your entire body, your entire system, your spirit comes back into this comfortable space. That's what this feather is really feeling. This, it's almost like a banana leaf, like a giant teardrop shape with like I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but it's really like fanning, and it could be fanning the flames, or it could be fanning you to cool you off, right? The comfortability, what is needed from that tool, from that utensil, from that interaction, from your being at that moment in the now, right? Being able to be there. I heard be there, be square. Wow. Spirit. Be there, be cubed. Be liquid in the cubes. Now I'm seeing a little dragon puff. It could be a wolf, right? And I saw a dragon in this ball the other day, but it was not this one. There's a lot of fire happening in the realms right now. I'm hearing in the realms right now. In mind, like, spirit is present. Spirit is just a different dimension, right? It's a different, like we were talking about there, thank you, spirit, the hierarchy, right? And diminishing the hierarchy allows for the comfortability or the status to be increased. So like there's this idea of the spirit plane and the those that exist in that realm, those that exist in the physical realm, those that exist in the I'm hearing thought realm, like the consciousness, because there's more than just the two planes of existence. It isn't just spirit, it's mind, body, spirit, and emotion. There's liquid realms too, thank you, spirit, and gaseous. And so these realms have a difficult time interacting with one another. They have to all meet in the realm of consciousness. Wow. Subconsciousness, there's the word. Thank you, spirit. Subliminate. And that's how they're interacting. It's much easier for them to interact with us because they're able to they're able to interact in the solid dimension because they're the liquid viscous. Oh, thank you, spirit. This is a beautiful explanation. And dinosaurs, it's really going back to, and I read this poem last night at a writer's group, and it talks about, it at one point, it's like, Baudelaire meets, a wino on San Francisco's Skid Row who lives in the American Hotel and can remember dinosaurs. And he says, "May you be drunken ceaselessly." And it isn't necessarily about being, intoxicated on a substance. It's about being in that altered form of consciousness where the ulterior, the exterior, the meta, all of those things are able to interact, like less inhibited by it. So we can get to that space through meditation. We can get to that space by changing our consciousness, again, putting our feet in the water, and allowing ourselves to experience the present of all of the things that that form is interacting with. I'm being reminded to tell you that the Black Moon Lilith is coming on the 22nd. I'm hoping to do a reading on the beach for you guys under the Milky Way. We can't see the Black Moon. It's the third new moon of the summer season, and we don't see the new moon because it rises and sets with the sun, and the dark side of the moon is facing us. But there's lots of interesting things about that, and we'll talk about that more on the day. But the next new moon after that, the fourth new moon of the summer season, is actually the closing of the summer season. It's the 21st of September, which happens the day before the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere, the autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere, the vernal equinox in the southern hemisphere. Very drawn to the southern hemisphere. It's going to be powerful for you guys going into the new moon, into the spring aspect of that opening up, setting your intentions for that. It's also very intense because it's being in the northern hemisphere. It's being led to introduced first by this Black Moon, which is setting the intentions, getting down into those shadow aspects of self, setting intentions of how we're going to really let go of some of the things that have been holding on to us, holding us back, getting with that balancing of the shadow self within, right? Again, if you have negative feelings within you, where are those feelings coming from? If you're expecting something from something else, someone else, a different expectation than what has been shown, really this is an opportunity for us to really dive down deep into our ourselves. Ask yourself, why do I want that from this thing? Why is that the purpose that I've intended for it? Why am I bothered that it doesn't manifest in the way that I would like for it to? Or that what is it about the way that this person's responding that is bothering me? Why would I wish for it to be something different? How can I release my need for control over things that I have no control over, and finding a great grace and peace in that realization, again, that comfortability, like the confidence, like letting go of the need for something to come out a way that we would like to control it, or a way we would like for it to be, and allowing the universe to surprise us, to delight us, to move through us, all of the ways that we are driven, programmed, guided, right? Our lattice matrix, our substrate, crystalline substrate, epitaxy, the thing that that our spirit sits in, the vessel that is us, right? It has positive and negative fluid. It has positive and negative feelings. And that's part of like planet duality, yes, but also just like the polarity necessary, the opposites, the cause and effect, all of those things. We are a part of that. We are purposeful here. And so our shadow side is purposeful, and it's about integrating it. And this is the opportunity to, if you haven't begun, to begin. If you've been on this shadow journey, and keep going. And again, with loving grace, no judgment. We do not judge the shadow. We allow it, because with the brighter the light, the greater the shadow, right? And the angle of it talks about the direction in which it is cast. So being mindful of that. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. Ancestors, spirits, guides, look at that. We're getting it, get to work, pentacles here, right? Get to work, focusing on that. There's a meditation in that. We are in the 3D. So the way that we access our consciousness, our subconsciousness, the way that we access ourselves in that liminal, gaseous, conscious, liquid, fluid state is by occupying our material self. So doing something, whether that be cleaning, doing a craft, dancing, writing, automatic writing, just occupying that kinetic space, occupying that kinetic energy so that it allows for that channel to occur. It's like I'm seeing like in a little engine, like the little motor, and the magnet that pushes it through and how it keeps it in rotation. Interesting, right? The bigger and the bigger and the bigger, family, friends, fellows, oh, oh, hold on, someone's here. I want to say hi to Kibo. Hi, Kibo. Say hi. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry, she was like climbing on the back of my chair. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Wow. So it goes this way. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Wands in the world upside down. See, there are cycles that aren't complete. She's looking at this. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, feminine energy. Again, doesn't have to be a human being, could be. Talks about like somebody who's very confident, right? Looking at the world in the state that it is, looking at cycles that aren't complete yet, looking at things that haven't opened up yet, right? These fixed signs. Here is this very fluid, fiery movement, energetic energy that transposes, I heard transfers, right? Ignites the light within. And then here is this black cat, right? Black cat's superstitious. They used to be considered bad luck, but they're actually very sweet. They've always brought me good luck. But it's that symbol that she is unaffected by even the things that others might fear. And she welcomes those things because she's comfortable in herself. And also when fire burns, it turns things to carbon. And so there's this transmutation that happens through the activity of fire. And I'm seeing her look at this world card, right? This thing that isn't quite finished yet, maybe feeling separated from it because it is looking at things differently than this energy is. This is confidence. This is pure feminine confidence here. This is magnetism, attraction, right? This is the energy that the crystal ball has been showing us, right? That dragon energy here. She's got lions, confidence, Leo, sunflowers. The time is now. Sunflowers are blooming right now, and having your eye on maybe the world in a space that you would like to see it differently, right? Again, things aren't complete yet. Here we are, the rule changer, changing the rules, bucking the system here a little bit. And it's because, again, these things, these fixed points, wow, these are huge major arcanas here. And it's like the things that are bound, right? A very fixed energy. The world represents all the fixed signs. And she's got Leo here, which is the fixed fire sign. I mean, she's not getting pushed around, and she's also going to be just as stubborn as these energies that are maybe opposing her. The Hierophant, right? Rules, regulations, that's Taurus energy. But it's in the reverse, meaning it's very, very stubborn. It's like when the system is being used against us, right? And the Tower in the reverse, because it doesn't want to complete the cycle because it's comfortable where it is. Even if it's a contrasting view, conflicting view, opposite view of this energy. Right? Because she's not conforming to the hierarchy of the thing. And this demands conformity to the hierarchy of the thing. Because the rules aren't changing and because they're put in place, like maybe the moral, I heard moral statistics, ew. out of touch, out of whack, right? And again, it's a never-ending cycle in order to keep the tower in place. And there's this idea of seeing things differently, of changing the outlook, of seeing the vision of it differently. And again, here we have the water and the air, and moving across those emotional planes, those emotional boundaries, by keeping our head clear, right? And here that she's not alone. This person is covered. They have their head clear, but it's covered. They're like kind of making a bit of a getaway so that they can get onto this calmer shore over here with assistance. And even though this is a swords card, he is, moving that gondola here with a staff. So there is inspiration to do that. What's on the bottom here? Look, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse here. This is again about that idea of the big things that maybe we can't change overnight, but we can see that there needs to be, that there's some sort of, again, magnetic pull, not letting the exterior circumstances diminish your confidence in any way, shape, or form. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Ooh. What can we do? Get the Tower in the reverse again. Knight of Cups. Do not give love to this and don't accept love from it. Look at that. Knight of Cups in the reverse, Tower in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the upright. This is about, not giving. This is about people being disingenuous. This is about immature energies being disingenuous and taking part maybe in activities in order to keep the tower keep the tower up, but you not being fooled by it. And again, bringing in that real, moving to a place where you're starting to see the real love around you, being present in it, even through the cycles of it's like the cycles of childhood and maturation and coming through and making these soul bonds and these soul ties, and maybe like seeing that is still capable and possible. You are still capable of that, and it is still possible no matter what stage of life that you are at. You can always go back to that childlike energy. You can always reconnect with people on a level like play, have fun, right? And love those around you. And it manifests in this beautiful spectrum. Again, there's like that idea of a prism, right? That it moving the light and separating it out and being able to see each cup for what it is, and understanding that even if there's these mechanisms at play, again, taking out the need for hierarchy, and it bringing in pure love and bliss. Look, the Emperor. Again, Aries energy, fire energy here. Taking control of the situation and doing it in a way that is mindful and beneficial for everyone involved. This guy's not worried about anything. Here he's got this ankh on his arm. He's got this chess piece. He's about to, make his move, but he's not going to be, he's sitting on Mars. It's like that. Don't make me have to get up, because I will. You're very, very happy to be sitting here in your world, like master of all the realms, kind of looking over this and saying, this world doesn't work and it's not ending. And it's because the rules are ineffectual or unjust or like morally, skewed, right? In order to keep this tower in place, and things aren't changing. There has to be a movement here, a change of mind. We have to get past the acceptance of and the fast moving and competitive pace of the disingenuous things that keep the tower up, so that we can really get to our soul tribe, our soul love, our soul connections, our whole fulfillment. And we're doing that by setting our own standards here, being the leader of our own world here. This is new leadership. And we have the masculine and the feminine coming out here, full confidence, fire. I was going to start this reading and I had to stop and go get this candle. I had to. All right, ancestors, spirits, guides, any more messages for this, for the collective? Look at compliments from an admirer telling you you're well loved, well liked, and also that, like, this person could be watching you, this person you could be watching each other here. There's again this idea of assistance, and there's a child in this card, and it's the masculine and the feminine when we assume that it's the feminine, but there's this idea of wholeness, right? All aspects of self. Everyone's included here if they want to be. Compliments from admirer. You are definitely, definitely loved. Could be this dark-haired woman or this dark woman. That could be you, or that could be someone else. It says dealings or a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or dark hair. It could be this fire sign feminine here. It could also be one of these knights. So keep in, take it how it resonates for you. And look, it says victory and some endeavor. The letter V. Winning. Absolutely. Absolutely here. Look. Forces working against you. How much are you going to assist them with that? How much are you going to, it's sliding off by participating in their stuff. Look, temporary situation. It's a temporary situation that these forces are working against you, because they can only work against you as long as you stay in the sphere of it, as long as you stay in the atmosphere of it, as long as you participate in it. And I feel like you are rising above and beyond that. We're seeing that here. And again, doing it, go back to the beginning, doing it with good humor. All right, ancestors, spirits. We got the Celtic healing oracle coming through. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Yeah, and I'm seeing that 1010 too here in the world card. Yeah, there is a completion, and it's a completion within yourself. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Wow, I love this so much. The lapdog. The hound of the goddess. Can you put that up there a little bit better here? Chambers in the earth. Rhythms of the other world. That. I'm trying to fit them all in space. There we go. I don't know if that's going to fit. Lapdog. Intimacy with self. The hound of the goddess conveys gentle companionship to the inmost hopes and promptings of the human spirit. Unlike the hound of hell in Mediterranean mythology, the Celtic hound is kind and helpful, sitting at the goddess's feet, resting in her lap, gazing adoringly at her, and nursing from her breasts. The lapdog brings comfort and loving attention to our emotional and spiritual natures. If you choose this card, you are attracting the benevolent forces of the spirit world to transform your life from within. Wow. Now is a graced and auspicious time to comfort and replenish your inmost self. Wow. Comfortable now, right? Old, deep wounds are soothed and resolved without trauma or even conscious attention. Harmful patterns and habits dissolve effortlessly. Troublesome relationships clear up, slip away easily, or transform themselves into healthy and beneficial ways. Drawing this oracle suggests that the spirit world is working in a personal way to support you. Positive changes are already moving within you. You have only to let the changes occur naturally. You are asked to trust, allowing changes to unfold freely. The natural cycle of death and regeneration are working quietly on your behalf. Avoid excess activity. Try not to interfere by doing too much, overthinking, or wallowing in your troubles or insecurities, or planning the rest of your life. That's beautiful. All of these things. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation of all of the messages that have been coming through here, because it's the sitting and the allowing, right? And even the kitten and all the noise in the background is like this lapdog, right? This allowing to come to you and comfort you. Right? And avoiding the excess activity, the attraction, the magnetism of the Queen of Wands here. Wow, I want to read the chambers of the earth too. Thank you for being here and sitting with us for this time. I really, really appreciate it. We appreciate you. If this is resonating, let me know in the comments. Let me know how it's resonating. Give us a, you don't have to tell us all, but give us maybe like a little heart or give us a little dog emoji or something just to let us know that it's resonating. Chambers of the earth, rhythms of the other world, invoking a slow and steady course of action. The Iron Age Celts used caves and the underground chambers for shelter, protection, and ritual. Images of solar wheels and stag hunting were carved on the walls, bringing the potency of the sun and the sacred hunt into their living chambers. These caves and chambers provide refuge from the harsh outer world and connection with the never-ending pulse of life within the earth's sacred interior. Wow, the substrate epitaxy. See, it isn't some electronic matrix. This is, thank you, Spirit. The chambers of the earth and the rhythms of the underworld. If you choose this card, resources and rhythms of the earth will provide steady and continuity to your life. Aside from earthquakes on the surface, the rhythm or pulse of Mother Earth is largely slow, steady, dependable, and certain. Steadiness, constancy, and consistency will bring you success. By stabilizing your ideas and energies in the steady, balanced rhythms of the common to the earth and in the practical aspects of human life, you will complete important projects, build confidence, acquire continuity in your work relations, and achieve balance between the creative forces of the earth and sky. Wow. Do not be concerned if you feel that things are going too slowly. It's okay to relax and be still. It's okay, too, to shut down your mental chatter in order to renew your life from within. Know that having drawn this oracle, the steadfast rhythms of Mother Earth are bringing certainty and a renewed balance into your life. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. The renewed certainty, the steadfast rhythms, the number 4, I'm telling you, that stability, the being confident in yourself and allowing the world to come into its own here, right? Temporary situation, the permanence of it's like we have this temporary situation, like July was under that. There's this temporary situation, even though they think it's the tower, even though they're trying to hold it up, the tower always comes down. The chambers of the earth do not. Okay, look, there's the horned snake god, the shape shifting. Allow your spirit to flow. Wow. Thank you so much. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you. And thanks for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.